About what climate change means for our country and for our world. I'm honored to be joined tonight by ambassadors, consul generals, in a sustainable future for future generations. We can tackle climate change, and we must. Success will not come immediately.
We don't know how that's going to turn out, but it may bring to power somebody who is opposed to the carbon tax. You've been in this job 3.5 years. What's happened internationally and at home that has made things different from the consensus you seem to have enjoyed in 2015?
Well, gosh, it is a different world. I mean, it's amazing to think back when we started this job. When we were negotiating the Paris Agreement, we were working with the Americans. They were telling us, all the, what countries we needed to work with and push and cajole. And President Obama was really leading the way, and I was working really closely with John Kerry. And we even got to go to the White House, and we signed an agreement with them. We were going to do even more ambitious action. And then we negotiated a climate deal for a year with provinces and territories, often forgotten. It's like we just came up with this climate plan. No, we actually spent a year negotiating, and everyone signed on except for Saskatchewan. Now we have 4 premiers who are fighting climate action. We have, sadly, the leader of opposition who doesn't have a climate plan at all. So it's different, but look, I'm a realistic optimist. And so a lesson I learned was actually after President Trump announced that the US was going to leave the Paris Agreement, which you can only do the day after the next US election. We tried to convince the US, we spent a lot of time and energy trying to convince them that, it's really hard. But I just didn't think it would be so unreasonable. I don't know, maybe it's like fooling myself, but I actually mean that. So give you an example. I mean, it's kind of funny, but I was in New York. We were there for, the Secretary General was having a meeting on climate change. I'd gone through the whole day, gone through meetings, and I came back to my hotel, and I was kind of sitting down with my staff, and I'm going through my social media, just looking at Twitter. That's what my team hates that when I do that. They get very nervous. I look and my Twitter feed is totally exploded. And I was like, what has happened here? And you're scrolling through trying to figure out. And I realized that a member of parliament, a former minister, had called me Climate Barbie. And lots of people had called me Climate Barbie, sadly, before, but I was just so mad. I was like, gosh, while I'm here, working with countries around the world, many of the countries represented right here, getting called Climate Barbie, let's be serious about things. And I was kind of pissed off. So yes, I wrote a tweet. But I mean, look, it was a reasonable tweet. I was like, look, would you use that same kind of language for your mother, sister, friends? And so, I don't know, I'm tough. From Hamilton. I come from a loud Irish, boisterous family where they will take the opposite side of any argument just for the sake of a dinner conversation, where you can't actually have yourself heard. I was a competitive swimmer, so I mean, look, I can handle it, but why? It's just such a waste of energy sometimes.